Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Adair, and now your host, Ramon!
Good evening. Welcome to all. This is the Curfew show with myself, Ramon, and my wonderful assistant, Adair. For those of our viewers that would like this broadcast in Spanish tonight, Mama and Papa, we are broadcasting this on live Spanish television. Many of you may watch the very popular CNN show with Piers Morgan, and last night he had on the Dalai Lama, who was quoted as saying that although he does not believe President Bush should have been the President of the United States, or that he agrees with his policies, he still loves George W. Bush as a human being. Now, this was not a crack at the president. The Dalai Lama had very nice things to say, spoke very highly of his character. However, there are many that would question whether George Bush is even part of the human race. That's unfortunate. There was a cat in Wittenberg, England, named Demi, who recently was sleeping in her owner's laundry pile when she woke up to find herself in the middle of the 40-minute tumble dry. Now, before you get too worried, PETA was called and Demi was found to survive and be just fine. However, she was mad at her owner because the next day was picture day at her kitty obedience school. Somebody get that kitty to the hair salon. Somebody make her hair appointment. You gotta love it. Gotta love it. On Wednesday, firefighters responded to a call in Florida about a whale that had made its way onto the beach, which is not a rare occurrence in Florida, actually very common. However, upon arrival, the firefighters, instead of a whale, found a 400-pound leatherback sea turtle. Clearly, these people had never seen a whale, and if I was the firefighter on duty, you'd had a better chance of convincing me that George W. Bush was an ape, and what you saw on the beach was actually a whale. But for all of our viewers, we just want to make sure that you know the difference. I know it can be very hard to tell and very, very hard to distinguish between a turtle and a whale. A turtle and a whale. And one more time for those that did not catch that, pay very close attention. A turtle and a whale. Thank you so much. We'll be right back with our first guest star this evening on the Curfew Show with Ramon and Adair. Welcome back to the After Curfew Show with Ramon and Adair. We are privileged tonight to have a man that serves as both the head of state and spiritual leader for the country of Tibet, as well as being the reincarnation of the 13th Dalai Lama. He chose to be reincarnated so that he might serve humanity and also that he could be present at our show tonight. So we're thankful that he thought of us so many years ago. He is the winner of numerous awards and honors across this country and across the world. And so tonight we're happy to welcome His Majesty, His Most Holiness, the Dalai Lama. Good evening. Good evening.
Oh, good evening, Ramon.
Thank
you for having me on the show.
You are most welcome. Is it okay just to call you Mr. Lama?
Oh, yes, please. Funny story. One time I was in Tennessee, the state in the United States.
Yes, great state.
And people kept yelling, Dolly, Dolly. And I would look around, but they were not calling me, they were calling Dolly Parton.
Oh, that's good. Oh, that's good. So how's it feel your second time around?
What do you mean?
Well, of course, you were reincarnated after being in the 13th Dalai Lama. Now you're the 14th Dalai Lama.
Oh yes. Well, actually, this is my third time around. You see, I was the Dalai Lama.
Most people don't get to experience that.
Oh, I know. Well, I am a very special man. You'll find that out soon. Now, I was the 13th Dalai Lama, and then I died. And then I was reincarnated as a cow, the holiest of animals in our religion.
Oh, yeah, so you're probably not a big fan of Chick-fil-A, right?
Oh, now eat more chicken, Ramon. Anyway, then I died, and I became the 14th Dalai Lama. I am here today.
Yeah. Well, I think many of us saw your interview with Pierce Morgan the other night and your comments on George W. Bush. But
great man.
The question is, how do you feel about our current president, Barack Obama?
Oh, Ramon, let me tell you. Now, I'm not a fan of George W. Bush as president, as I said on Pierce Morgan. I'm not a fan of Mr. Obama either. But not only that, I'm not much.
I don't think you're the only one.
Oh yes. Well, I'm not much of a fan of him as an individual either.
As well as the president.
As well as the president. I don't like his policies or his hair.
I would feel like you have quite a following there, correct?
Oh, yes, I do.
But while we're on that subject, I hear that you do a spot-on impersonation of Barack Obama.
Oh yes.
And I know we love. Wouldn't y'all love to hear that tonight? Wouldn't y'all love to hear that?
All right. Well, I do. I just started doing this, so it's not very good yet.
No, I've heard it's excellent.
Oh,
I've heard
thank you. You're making me blush. Now, there's a lot of people saying a lot of stuff about me, and if they don't stop saying stuff about me, I'm gonna get crazy. I'm gonna get crazy. Oh, thank you.
Oh man, yeah. They were right, Mr. Ramon. Now, some have also said that you resemble the statue of Buddha himself. Do you care to comment on that?
Is that a fat joke?
What? I'm not the one that said it. I'm just.
Okay,
some people say that. All right, we won't
no,
we'll get there. Well, before we go, I just want to ask real quick. What are your plans for the future? I personally think you might make a great high school math teacher.
You mean after that? Okay.
After that, yeah.
Well, I've had.
I assume you are making it a 4th time around.
Oh, absolutely.
Any idea, like,
no plan on stopping.
Yeah, no.
Well, I've thought about a couple things. I've wanted to either be a professional wrestler. Yes. A flying squirrel. They're just so majestic, Or a.
my daughter wanted me to buy her flying squirrel.
Oh, really? Well,
maybe in the future, right?
But hey, maybe I'll live with you on there, Ramon. Wishful thinking.
Oh, I like that, Mr. Ball.
And I've always found the profession of garbage man very, very high up there. It's very royal.
You may be one of the few.
Oh well,
you may be one of the few.
I respect him.
You could come back as a llama. You wouldn't have to change your name.
Oh, very clever. I mean the llama. I like that.
The 14th Dalai Lama, folks.
Need new brakes? Get them from Callahan Auto Parts.
Alright, welcome back. Earlier on the show we mentioned a story about an unfortunate misidentification of a sea turtle whom the firefighters thought was a whale. Now, this is a very unfortunate story and we were very sorry to hear about it, so here to comment on this story is the sea turtle himself, Mr. Leatherback. Let's give him a hand as he comes. Well, thank you for coming to the show tonight. It's really good to have you.
Do I look whalish today?
Now, you don't look like a whale at all. You actually look great. Doesn't he look great, folks? I think he looks great. Now, you gotta have a secret because I mean, if they mistake you for a whale
Yes,
and you look like this now,
Yes.
what's your secret?
I do P90X, the waterproof edition. And I also learned a few things from my great friend Miley Cyrus.
Oh, yeah.
And I've been hitting up the gluten-free seaweed.
Oh, that sounds disgusting. All right, now
Tastes quite good.
if you don't mind me saying this, you are 400 pounds.
Yes, I am. Just throw my business out there like
I'm sorry, but now 400 pounds. That's nowhere near the size of a whale.
No, it's not.
Not at all.
No, it's not.
So
No.
how did?
I've swum with them suckers before, and they're huge. They're, it's
Are
like,
they?
I'm talking about train huge, bus huge. There's no way that I should be mistaken for a whale.
Have you ever seen a train?
I have.
Trains are a lot bigger than whales.
Well, no. Have you seen the whales I've seen?
Apparently not. I've never seen a whale that looks like a train before.
Well, do I look like a train?
No, you don't.
Okay.
Now, these firefighters mistook you for a giant whale.
It was actually the idiots on the beach.
Oh, the firefighters? Oh, my apologies to the firefighters.
Yeah.
Well,
They actually knew what I was.
they did.
Yes.
Well, good for them.
Thank you, Chuck and Larry.
Do you have anything to say to these so-called idiots on the beach?
No more than I already said.
Oh, you already told them off?
Yeah.
Oh, we have a clip
Can
from
you just
earlier
think about
today.
what y'all would say if someone called you a whale?
Now,
Think about that.
Mr. Leatherback, is it okay if we play a clip from you earlier today? Do we have your permission to do that? All right, let's go ahead and proceed with the clip.
Mommy, look, it's the big fat whale!
You know what? I'm sick of this. Do I really look like a whale?
No, do I look like a whale? Do I look like a whale? You
Get that camera out of my head. Get that camera out of my head.
Well, that was pretty dramatic,
Yeah,
Mr.
well.
Leatherback.
If you've been called a whale, you'd have felt the same way.
I guess you're right.
Yeah.
Now, slightly different topic. Your brother, was
Yes.
actually one of the stars of the Finding Nemo movie.
Yes, Cornelius.
Cornelius.
Yes, he was, yes.
Now, he's been on the show before.
Hello, Cornelius. Love you, man.
He's been on the show before. I was wondering if you would mind giving us your take if you were in if you were in the next Finding Nemo.
Well, I'd just be like, I did. Like, whoa. We were like, whoa. And they were like, whoa. Sea turtles are like 800 years old, dude. Yeah.
That was great. You sounded just like I'm sure he's proud. I'm sure he's proud. So your name's out there now. You're all over the media because of the story.
Unfortunately.
Do you plan to pursue this any?
Yes, well, actually, I'll be on the next season of Bachelor Ocean Edition.
Well, it's been great having you, Mr. Leatherback. Thank you
Thank you so
for
much.
coming.
Thanks so much.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it. All right, Mr. Leatherback.
I don't look like a whale.
Well, folks, that's our show tonight. Thanks for coming out and watching. Before you go, we have one more musical act by the Extinguishers.
I've got sunshine on a cloudy day. When it's cold outside, I've got the month of May. How do you say what can make me feel this way, my girl? talking about my girl, my girl. Ooh, I've got so much honey that the birds in me